Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to episode 2 of Nimby Rails, where we are creating our very own transportation company, our very own train network within New York City. We started very humbly in Manhattan. I mean, it's where all the people are, boys. And we created 2 lines originally. The red one that goes all the way up to the top on the way to kind of what's called the Bronx right now, and we've got this other one that kind of goes on the east side of Manhattan that runs up and then kind of connects to the red line to run with it as well. We then decided that we're going to kind of test the waters and see what we can do with kind of branching outside of Manhattan. And we've got a line that starts within Coney Island and goes all the way up, kind of connects to a little bit of the same stuff that the blue and the red one is on, runs along the red line a little bit before it then takes a diversion and heads into New Jersey, into Weehawken, and then scooting out, which eventually connected up to other lines. It was our kind of first little test to kind of see what it would like to kind of have external lines go to and from to pass the kind of the traffic through. Worked out really well. It really did. Now, if I have a little fast forward, we are making money. You can see our money slowly going up right now. You can see the train skedoodling through. I can put it into super fast forward where you can't watch the game. And look at my money just kind of go skyrocketing right now. So we were actually making good cash. But don't be fooled by this, because we are in a very, very heavy populated area. Now, I've been checking the trains, and it turns out the trains most of the time. Have I clicked on the train right now? What have I clicked on? This one here. This one's got no one on board. What's going on? Is there no one waiting? Why are these guys so sad here? Mediocre. The satisfaction's not very great on that stop right now. What's going on? What about this train here? This one's got 6 on board. Wait, do we have no people on board of these trains right now? Does nobody want to go through these places? Or has a train just picked everybody up? That one's got no one on board as well. Wait, is there something going on right now that I don't know about? Or am I just clicking on the wrong things? Train. No one's on that train. There's 3 people on that train. Oh, hold on. It's because of what time of day it is. If I fast forward, I just realized the time of day it is. Right, let me get to Friday at 9:10. Right, now we should start to see lots of people on these trains. Yeah, everyone's woken up. There we go. I forgot it's the time of day. I was starting to panic there for a second. But I feel like there's a potential. There's like 200 people waiting at each of these stops. There's a potential need for more trains on some of these lines. 200, 200, 200. I kind of don't have enough, so we're going to add a few more trains to some of these lines, which are in return make me more cash money moolah. And I want to slowly start thinking about how we can kind of spread a train network through Brooklyn as well and try and complement with our current train line. So guys, if you are enjoying this, I want to see more from this series and to see episode 3, then smash that like button down below. If you are new around here, make sure you do subscribe so you get notified when more episodes do come out. So with these lines then, I want to see how easy it is to add additional trains to it. So going to purchase new trains right now. This is what we set up, right? Yeah, for these trains, for these lines. So if I purchase, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I purchase 4 more, it's going to cost me nearly 40 million. So I purchase those. That means that that train line right now, the green one, is going to have 10 trains on it. So fast forward, you can now see the amount of trains now on it. Now, it only really benefits it the majority of the time when we have rush hour. But that should, in reality, give me more cash coming in. Because obviously, we got more people utilizing them. Now, I don't know if I'm also charging the right amount of money as well. Like on the lines, we're charging $3, $3, $3. What if I upped it to 5 on each one? What's the going rate for a train ticket? I suppose it's trial and error. We got to find out ourselves. But these are now all set to 5 big ones. So does that have much of an effect? Do you know what? We're actually making big stacks of cash right now. So it does slow down now because of the time of day. So we have that little brief period where it is quite slow. But other than that, I think we're doing pretty well. Now, we'll add a couple additional trains. Actually, you know what? We won't add any trains on. I'd rather use the money to build some new routes. So, the other thing as well, these are all underground. I might play around with an above ground train line. That could be pretty exciting. That could be pretty exciting. So I reckon, right, I'm eventually going to have, and I know this is going to happen because I'll build the blueprint for it just so it's kind of fresh in my brain. But we're going to add the tracks. We want to go -2 because we want the high speed. I mean, we don't really want high speed underground. We can just do normal. Somebody mentioned this in the last episode. Joe said, "Yeah, why are you doing underground for? You could just do normal, but normal high speed." But hey, there we go. And what we'll do, we'll bring this across like that, because we're going to make it follow this road going down, and we'll probably bring it down around here where this school kind of ends. As an end stop. Actually, no, we'll make this one go all the way to the airport. I forgot the airport's over here. So that would be pretty cool. But then we need lines that kind of cross this way to get everything a little bit more kind of connected. But that's just fresh in my head about where we're going to kind of run with all of this. So with that said, we're going to get you connected just there. And then we need to make sure that we're also snapping both sides of this. On. So that would run there. So we got a nice perfect V to go in multiple directions. So we'll build that anyway because I'm just mainly kind of getting that in as an understanding of where we're going to run down with this one. And it might eventually pass through and connect to there as well. Who knows? Many, many options. So with that said, I reckon we should kind of create something here. Our first stop, because we're going to have a line that goes onto Staten Island as well, and then we'll do something here. We're going to bring it down. We're going to kind of hopefully create a multiple platform station with one of these to kind of take it this way to eventually kind of terminate at a train station at the airport, which will be the end station for this line that goes in this direction as well. Now, it's going to be very expensive, don't get me wrong, so I don't know how far I'll be able to afford to build this line, but it should be pretty fun. So create stations then, and we'll go above ground with this station. Okay, and I reckon we should start around this park area here, and why not build it there? So this is an above ground station right now, and we'll make it 200 in length. Nice and simple. Bam. An above ground station. So every so often, utilizing this main road, we'll bring it down. But we've got to pick where we want it to crisscross over. Now, do I do the Brooklyn Public Library or the Marais Vishiva? Is that how you pronounce it? High school there. So I can bring it down to here and bring it out that way, or I can kind of cut that way in and run that way. I think we'll bring it to this one here. So it's a case of I've got to figure out now where the best position would be for crisscrossing this over. So if I went, for example, and utilized, because there's a slight diagonal road there, and we use that diagonal road. So if I went here and then went over with a 200, we've now got a multi-platform station. Technically, okay, one's below ground, one's above ground. So we'll have a nice little transition there. And I think we're going to need 2 stops to bring these together. So there's a library just here, which we'll get on board. Just there. And then we need to bridge the gap here. So I've got an option of maybe doing something around here. But I reckon it might take cause just there. Or is there room for another one there and another one? I don't think so. But I reckon we squeeze it in just here then. So another 200 thereabouts. It doesn't really matter. Just kind of give us that slight little bit of a bend to go in that direction. Now I want to build those blueprints just so they're in. And you can kind of see how these train stations now are going to work. Now, they're all elevated. Well, that one's slightly wonky. I'm not sure how that's going to work. These are all elevated, so when you zoom out and you don't really see the train tracks here because you can see the road crisscrossing over them, these ones you should be able to see. So I'm building all this. I don't really know if I'm going to be able to get the train lines on them. So medium speed. Is medium speed, do you reckon, good enough for like a +1? let's find out. If I ran this all the way down to here, there is no issues with that connection, so that's kind of okay. Here, now I don't expect there to be many issues because at the end of the day, we're elevated, we're going over the buildings and the roads as well. And that's what makes it slightly easier to work with. So if I go to here, get to there and bend in. So there's not really any issues with that. So it's a lot cheaper to build these train lines as well. So commit to those blueprints and come back out. So look at the difference right now. You can barely see, I mean, in Manhattan, it's a lot worse. You can barely see the train line because it's underground because of the roads. These ones, you can see it. Oh, this is going to be exciting. So where's the end station going to be for JFK? Now, I don't know where it is in real life. But it's going to be interesting to kind of squeeze something in. So I don't know whether to kind of pull it in to one of these areas. Could be the way to go forward. That train line's going to go down here in and then cut into there. That's going to run in. It might even eventually go underground to meet that same train line. But we are going to want multiple lines leading into the area. Now we got that road that will lead up. I can see us also having one go this way up into there. So we can have basically 3 lines almost kind of terminating in here. So I don't know whether to utilize this. I'm kind of really thinking ahead of myself right now, aren't I? I really am. So I reckon we go with the kind of the underground stuff first. That's where we could start. So yeah. Right, there's the terminals. I kind of want to utilize this here as the train line. So that might be a little bit too wide. But again, this is... Oh, wait, hold on. This is underground, isn't it? So we can have an underground coming... No, actually, no. I feel like we should... Oh. Yeah, we'll have underground this way. Underground that way. So I'm going to have one kind of come in down here. I can make it turn in. It's not a problem. So I reckon we have 2 undergrounds. So if I do a... do I go a bit longer as well, just for the sake of it? Because we can. Let's do a double the length than normal, because we're in the airport. Right. And then is it possible to... replicate that? Now going down. So that's a double platform station right there, which is quite exciting. I'll have you know, quite exciting. Which one's going to go to the left, one's going to go straight ahead. Actually, you know what? I'm going to build a third one because I can see us having multiple undergrounds. That's what I can see us having. And then I'm going to have an overpass one. So we've got multiple platforms there. This is underground. And then we want our overpass one, which will terminate there. So it will kind of come in. We'll bring it in. But we'll also try... I reckon we'll figure out how we do it as we get closer. Because I don't know how the overground stuff is going to work to that point. But now I know we're doing pretty good anyway. So we're going to follow into Flatlands up to here through the public library. Or do I go up this way, down there to connect into East New York, this main road? Yes, is the answer. So if I went here and then did a 200 just there. So I want to meet that up there to begin with. So we'll go with a stop just here. Now this is quite exciting doing the overground stuff. Because it's quite challenging for, like, you know, New York. And how far space do I want them out? Maybe not too much, because obviously we want to connect as many passengers as we can. So we'll do a stop just here, because I'm following this road is what I'm doing. And the more I put in, the smaller you make the catchment radiuses to make it worthwhile and make sense. And just have like a really, really good connection. Because you can then pretty much go anywhere, no matter where you are. Planet Fitness. There's a market just here as well. So that's a good shout. All right, there we go. And then we're going to have another one just here then. So this, we might have two more. So one just there. And then we'll have one just here. Because you got to think as well, they'll be also utilized for other lines that pass through and by. So it kind of just makes sense in that way to kind of connect up a bit better. So we'll just start for there for now, because again, I'm literally spending money like crazy. So I do need to get some trains on these lines at some point. But let's just spend the rest of the half of money that we've now got, and now build all the train lines connecting to it. So this is a case of now just trying our best. We're above ground again, so we're slightly elevated. There we go. And straight down. Now this is going to crisscross over the road, which is quite cool to see. And then this is going to go for a sharpish bend. So we're not really encountering any problems right now, which is absolutely amazing. So we'll crisscross over, which is good. Very good, very good. How much is 21 million right now? It's a good job we're making money. This is why we had to kind of confirm the money making that we were doing with Manhattan. Otherwise, I won't be able to afford these big projects. And then straight over. So I can only imagine this being like Chicago, with it all elevated up and over. So confirm those blueprints then, and that's literally then my money's pretty much all gone. My money's pretty much all gone at that point. And look at the wiggling that we're now doing with that line. It is pretty cool to see. We are trying to follow some of the roads to kind of, I mean, I know it's not realistic, but try and make it as realistic as possible. But this is just now me fast forwarding for a few pennies to come into our bank accounts. So I could, if I wanted to, have a train now go back and forth on this line. I really could. And it will kind of make some money for us. And then just pay some of the bills to fund the rest of the build of this line. It's crazy to think how expensive this stuff does become, doesn't it? Now, there's a lot more going on here. I feel like there's a lot more stops here close by than there is, say, for example, over this side. But it just means it picks up more passengers. We'll make even more money. So this is going to be our, I mean, what would you call this? From Fort Hamilton over here. I mean, this is going to be our, well, we will call it our JFK West line, because that's where it's going from JFK, and it will be going west, but technically it doesn't connect to JFK at the minute. So yeah, it's just one of those things, isn't it? I can like double fast forward right now and see how much money we get coming in. So I'll wait till I've got 10 million in the bank. There we go, because I need to be able to afford a decent train. So we'll do a new line. So create a new line, and then we'll start, well, we'll add our stops first. So we've got to make sure that we don't have any issues with this as well. So bam, bam. Now this is going on this one, which is above. So bam, 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 bam. So to there. And then we're just going to come back. So it all seems to be going to plan as of right now. Which will then terminate just there. Now, we've already got a red route. I don't know whether to have all these different colours or what, but I can make this a slightly pinkish one. And we'll charge $5 for this. Again, I don't know what the correct way to go about doing it would be. I'm going to call it our JFK West Line. That's what we'll call it. And we'll call it our JFK West Line. We'll open it, passenger service, and trains for the line. So these cost $9 million a pop. I can really only afford one. So I'll purchase the one on it. The line's now open and it's now doing its thing. So let me select the train. It's completely maxed out the train at times, so we do need a second one on. But at least it's going through and at least it's making a few pennies for us right now. Now this is what I want to know the most about. Is this stop here. Because this stop, we've got platforms, we've got multiple platforms right now. That's really cool to see, right? That is really cool to see. And you can see as they come in, what they've come in for and where they're going and where they want to go. So it is pretty cool to see. It is pretty cool to see how that's how you kind of connect additional stations and have different, multiple platforms on it. I like it. I like it a lot. So apparently we can change the map options here as well. We can show map labels, get some of that stuff off, show the signals and stuff like that. That's pretty cool to see. Line overviews. Ooh. Oh, are these the areas? Ah. Region areas. Gotcha. Gotcha. Population there as well of how dense it is. So yeah. Ooh. Okay. I've ran my line for the least dense area. But we will have other train lines going through anyway, so it's all okay. It's all okay. Assets. That's what we currently own. Holy moly. Tags, company and accounting. Yeah, we know all about that. All right, good. Okay, so we're ultimately now just waiting to earn enough cash to start throwing more trains on these lines. And that's just mainly the problem. That's mainly the issue right now is we just don't have enough trains on our lines. Now, we could add smaller trains on, but, they're not really going to shift a large amount of people versus buying a bigger train with a bigger kind of capacity. But could it also be that I'm charging too cheap? That's another thing for these as well. Am I charging too cheap? Would I get rid of a lot of too many passengers if I charge, for example, $10? You know what I mean? Let me see what happens if I charge 10. Do I all of a sudden lose a lot of passengers? Let's fast forward. Now the passengers that I lose, do I lose passengers, but will I lose not enough that my trains are always still full? Now, I've just doubled my income by doing that, basically. And look at how rapidly my money's now growing. To the point where I can now afford to buy, in just a moment as the day kicks in, another train. So, I could buy another train. On what line do I buy it on? Let me check my account in here. I could buy it for this one. So, the pink one. Purchase a new train. Now we've got another train going back and forth. And this is working out really well. Now, obviously, it's going to make people not be happy in the long run if I charge too much cash. But if I slow this down, you can kind of see how many people are being picked up and what the train currently state is. It's still quite busy. I don't know what the best thing to do would be in terms of how much to charge. Like at that point, if I charge 50, let's just say 50 for this green line, how many people do we then lose? So checking the state of it, if I just kind of fast forward for a minute to let people, skedoodle through. My trains are still full. Now, I feel like I'm scamming at 50. But is it a case I just have that many people needing to use a train line that they'll pay anything? What's his price per kilometre as well? So base ticket price is 50. And then we're going to charge an extra 5 per kilometre. How much does that have an effect? I mean, my money's going up rapidly. But in terms of the state of the trains right now, they're still getting full. They're still getting full. Now, it's 58 kilometres this. So I might do this to every single one now. If you wanted to travel the whole distance of some of these lines, they are quite long. So let's see what happens now. So as the day kicks in, that is a rapid amount of money coming in. I don't know whether that's scamming or not. What do you guys reckon? Let me know in the comment section down below. Is that the way to go about doing it? Because even that train there is absolutely rammed. Rammed. So it kind of does work out. So we'll get a few more trains in these anyway, because I've got a little bit more money coming in. We'll buy 2 trains for the purpley pinky line. And I'll buy 2 more for the... We'll buy for the red line. I'll buy 2 more trains for you. There we go. And then we have a little fast forward, and the money we get coming in now is what we'll utilise to spend on completing that pink line going all the way to JFK, sorry. So, money's coming in. It's glorious. It is glorious. But I don't know whether it's a complete scam or not. I don't know. Okay. Tracks. Stations were above ground. So we know this is going to come down and somewhat come along through here. I can even make it kind of come out a little bit to come down. I don't know. But I can see myself having the crisscross happen almost like this. Now, to do that, we are doing a 400, by the way. So I'm going to commit to it, but I can kind of see how it would look. So I did that there, and then let's say we had, because that's going to be here, we're going to run we'll do another 200 just there. And then we'll do a 200 just here. Ish. We've got the New York Racing Association Inc. So that's probably another good place here to put another one. We'll do it just here by the car park. No, we'll do it there. And then we'll do our final one. Might be just here. To kind of bring us in. Again, don't want to spend too much money. But this should work. So now we do the train tracks. There we go. And then from here. And then that could be a straight one almost, right? But I want to go around the road slightly. And then here. And then this is our straight connection now coming in. So that mingles and intertwines with the big junction for the road going on. So that's 75 million to be able to build all that. I need 75 million to build all of that. Holy moly. But that's going to be a very, very important route. And it is going to connect up as an end route to many, many of our other lines that will eventually run to JFK. So, this is almost done. Oh, there we go. We've got enough cash now. And we're going to build it. So, build the blueprint. So, now I've got to do the painstaking task of updating our pink line to go straight to JFK. I'm loving the fact that we got this over kind of lay here as well. So that's where a lot of them will switch to kind of, there's 3 underground lines coming off. So one's going to go to the left, one's going to go up, and then we'll make one go to the right. The one to the right might just kind of go this way, up into the Bronx. We got one going into there, one going into there. So yeah, that one will go straight into the Bronx, and maybe even terminate over to here as well to kind of complete the big loop. Who knows? But now I've got to add on to this JFK West line. So this is going to be interesting because after Kings County for the public school number 213 annex, what a name, which is here, it then goes back to Brownsville. We then need to add a station on where it goes this way, then it goes here, then here, here, and then which will end here, to then go back to there, to there, to there, to there, to here, where it then initially, after that stop, goes to Brownsville. And then that's pretty much done. So without me doing anything else right now, I've now just extended that line. Really, really well. Oh, we're getting refunds, by the way. Have you just noticed that? 10 refunds. Why are people getting refunds? Oh, hold on. Oh, is that because the line now goes a long way? Is that what it is? Okay, let me fast forward for a minute to kind of because I don't know if that's just on the pink line where people are now getting messed up because they can't go to the stops that they wanted to go to. 17 refunds. Wait, why are they getting refunds? What's going on? Is it because I'm too expensive? They're not happy. Bad. Apparently it was bad. Do they not tell us what the issue is? Like, how do we know what the issue is? Do I not have enough trains on the line? I mean, we'll add some more trains to this one. If I want to add in 4 more trains, it's 39 million. So, I like how we can just fast forward to get 39 million in the bank. And purchase new trains. So, we've got a fair few trains on that pink line right now. The pinky purple. So, fast forward. I'll wait for the next day when the rush hour kind of kicks in. And that's now back and forth. But we are getting a drastic amount of refunds on that line. So let me check the line in general. The timetable, no, the state of it. Let me check the accounting. So refunds is 32,000. This has got to be because the price of it, right? So what if I just put in $10? No, what if I put a $5 base fare and $1 for every kilometer, right? How does that then affect it in the long run? So fast forward to the point where, we've got enough time going past right now. 2 refunds, 15 refunds. What's the refunds for? Like, seriously. All right, wait for him to get over here. Any refunds? No refunds there. Are they behind schedule, maybe? Could that be it? I'd like to know what the whole refund shenanigan stuff is. That's what I would like to know. I'd like to know what causes the refunds. They're just not happy, are they? Platforms, destinations, accounting, by the day. You don't think it's because we don't have enough trains? But how busy are these trains? Why are you so sad? I don't quite get it. You know what I mean? I don't quite get the refund situation. So even though I reduced the price, it hasn't really changed the amount of refunds, I don't believe. So I might as well put it back to what it was. And just throw more trains on where needed. So have a little fast forward anyway. Because we have got money coming through our bank account like crazy. Once 6 o'clock in the morning hits, it is millions and millions and millions coming in. I wonder if you can just kind of completely scam and just like get maximum money. So in terms of our lines then, what's now the most profitable one? So let's see. So we've had, in terms of total profit in general, the green line 3.6, the pink one 600, this one's 1 million, the red one 800,000. So the green one's very, very used. Now you could argue there's more trains on that one. That's what you could argue. But what if I went slightly overboard with the trains on the line? So if I added, say, have I got enough for 4 more? Almost. Right, now I have. By 4 more green trains, which means they're coming a lot more frequent. There's always a train then arriving. I don't think you can ultimately win. It's probably why we need... Wait, hold on. There's not 6,000 people waiting here, is there? Oh my god. Do you know what it could be? We don't need more trains. We need longer trains? Right. Okay. Fast forward. I'm going to experiment right now with longer trains, okay? I'm going to experiment with longer trains. Now, we've crisscrossed 2 lines on one stop, and I've just realised we've got 6,000 people waiting there. So we'll get 50 million in the bank. There we go. And then we'll quickly now sort out some connections. So there seems to be 6,000 people waiting there. Now, does that work out in the other places too? There's 1,000 people there. 200 over there. Kind of, yeah. That's kind of how it works. So we'll do it to the green line. So if I go to purchase new train, actually no, I don't want to purchase new trains for it. How do I get rid of the current trains on the line? How do I view the current trains on the line? So I don't want to purchase new trains, create new line service, add new stops. How do I change what we've currently got? Timetable, the state of it, the accounting. I don't know how you're meant to edit it. Purchase new trains. So what have I currently got on this line is the question. I don't know. I don't know how you take a train off it. How do you do this? How do you do this? No one told me about this. Oh, hang on. Is it in trains? Ah, hold on. So can I select all of these? Right, I'm going to delete them all. And then redo it. So I'm going to... Oh, replace selection with... And we're going to add... I mean, we were using these tangler ones, aren't we? That's what we're doing. These ones. Now, if I up... Oh, we've got double tanglers on. Right, okay. Let me... How do I get rid? I kind of want to redo it. Oh, there's like a cafe thing on it. Right. Okay. Okay. I'm just kind of understanding it. So 60, 74. So a double tangler. How do I change? How do I change like what I want on it? Is this what the tangler is? I'm building it here, aren't I? So reduce all these down to 1. Oh, this is doing every single one. Okay, I'm understanding what's happening. I'm going to sell all of these and then we'll do it again. So line here, purchase a new train. Okay, and let's see what we can kind of go with. So max capacity, that seems really, really big for 12. What is the length of this? Do we know what the length is? Speed, acceleration, running costs. Does it not matter for us? But it holds 1,640 people. I could reduce the amount in the middle to 9, which is 1,280 people can get on a train. Now, it's to replace the 14 trains, 26 million. Is that true? Wait, is that as easy as that? No. Surely not. Surely that's not what I've just done. So I've now got more trains on. These trains can hold so many more people. So 4,800. I mean, it also unloads a lot more people as well. So what if I do it to this pink line? Well, you got to do it this way. And then replace selection to these. I got a refund for that, by the way. Do they hold? Yeah, they do hold that many people. You get a slight refund, so maybe the ones that I was originally using were like super expensive. But that went down to 3,000 then for a second. Now, it does carry a lot more people. Don't get me wrong. That number is slowly dwindling. Right, I'm going to do that to all my lines. Right, get rid of you, get rid of you. So, can I select all of these? Replace with these. I get a slight refund, which now means we can move more people at once. So that must mean then, once 6 o'clock reaches, does my money then go for the roof because I can carry like 1,000 people on a train? I mean, it does mean I make a lot more money. That has now dropped down to like 300. So we've moved the bulk of people. Jeez Louise. But can we sustain though? Now that we've moved all the people, can we sustain the amount of money that we make? You know what I mean? Because yeah, we're not moving the same amount of people. So does that mean we then start losing money? I don't know, but I feel like just changing. I feel like the trains I was originally using were just so expensive. I mean, you're still getting refunds, but at least we haven't got people waiting as much. So why are they so sad? I can't understand why they're so sad. Is it the price? Group by origin. Group by destination. Shows you where they want to go. Group by... I mean, I can show all, but it doesn't really matter. I suppose it doesn't really matter, doesn't it? Group by destination. Yeah. I don't know why they're so sad. That's the bit I don't understand. It's the bit I can't get my head round. So even I'm not too sure about that. Even I'm not too sure. But at least we've got a lot of money in the bank right now to which we can utilize to do more growth. Now, I know we're going to connect that up just there. But I feel like that's going to run this way. And then maybe into one of these stations. So I reckon we should do tracks, stations, underground by -2. And we're going to connect this one up to that one, which would mean we have to come along there. So there'll be something around Union Square that we'll have to create. I'm going to go for a slightly longer platform than usual. And then build our connecting train tracks to it. So this is still -2, yeah. And then we're going to bring this in. Actually, we'll cancel that. So we're going to go double on that to connect in. Does that work? I feel like it's not going to work. I don't know. I don't know on that one there. That was a bit funky, wasn't it? Alright, that's directly in. And they're directly connected. Oh, it does become a slight pain, doesn't it? So same with this. Like that. And at least I know that's then now connected. So the whole reason for that there, add the additional station, crisscross multiple lines. But that's also going to lead us down to JFK. Now, I also have the option to make it stop at like somewhere here. Now that's kind of a pretty cool idea. I can make it run up these as well. There's not that many people on those lines there, but it could be quite an important route. Or I'll just make it stop and start there because it still passes the green line anyway. So in terms of stations then, we'll do one just here. We'll do one just there. So we're following this down to, actually, yeah, are we? So we're following this down. Following this down. Or do I go that way? Down and then running alongside it. But then what if you want to go to there? I think we could crisscross one or two. Bring it down, crisscross a couple of these. Or run along with some of these. Run along two to go out this way. Well, we're coming into there, aren't we? So, yeah. Right, I've got an idea. Right, continuing this. Right, we get to the Broadway Junction and Cypress Hill. Down to here. We'll do a stop just there. And then we'll make it come down this way. And this is where we now have a little bit of fun. Because we'll have other lines that kind of intertwine and connect them anyway. But this is where we have a little bit of fun right now, where we have a line just underneath it to crisscross there. So we're crisscrossing the pink route a little bit early on. But then to slightly come away from it, just to collect a few more people to end up. So it's kind of going bending round, collect again, and off you go. So people are down here and want to get to over there. I mean, we'll have stuff that crosses this way and goes, you know, again, up this way. But I'm trying to pick off a few connections close by. Because also I can see this becoming another connection for something going that way. Which, you know what, we'll throw something on that. I don't know whether to, actually no, I won't do that now, but it's there for the future. So, that's going to cost us 100 million right now. Let's just get this all now connected. And all this now up and running. Now, it's all on the ground, so it shouldn't have any issues with connections. It's just going to be more expensive than usual. Right, I have to bend this slightly. And then we're going to go bam and bam. And then this is going to run like that. Just for a little crisscross to say hello to that pinky train line. And then this can run into that one side there. So that little bit of a kiss there works out fairly well. We'll have something else that will maybe eventually kind of run down from Coney Island this way, cut through again. Something's definitely going to run this way and cut through as well. So they all will slowly interact and connect. There's something that's definitely going to run down here and cut through that way. So we're creating like little mini hubs in many, many ways. So all that's pretty much good to go. That's all good to go right now. That's going to be quite an important route. So I can build those blueprints. Right, this is all underground stuff. But also very, very important. And even though that kind of bends off, that could also kind of continue up that way with something coming from there. Maybe you can share the same with that platform there so we can still unload multiple at once. Oh, it gives you so many options, doesn't it? It does give you so many options. So let's start in JFK then. And we're on this one. And we're going up to here. And we're going to follow it all the way through. So bam, 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 bam. And then we turn up this way into there, stopping off there, and then into here. Now I have the option of just leaving it and staying it and keeping it there, because it crisscrosses the red route and the green route in one stop. We cross the blue route there, which is important because of the distance it's got to travel. Or I can make it at least go by one more red stop. I don't want to run all the way up because I feel like that's a little bit too far. It takes away from the red route then as well. I don't want to take away from any of the current routes. But then we'll head back. We'll head back real quick. Bam, 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 bam. Bam. Oh, I've done the wrong one. Let me delete that stop. It's that one. On the wrong line there, weren't we? And then straight in. No issues. No problems. No issues. So that's 30 stops. 48 kilometers. We'll go with it. It's going to be a passenger service. We'll do the usual that we're now doing. Charging 50. If anyone knows the ins and outs about the happiness and what I should really be charging, then please let me know. So this will be our JFK. JFK. Now we've got our JFK East line. JFK Manhattan. Is that how you spell Manhattan? Yeah. Manhattan line. So JFK Manhattan line. So we'll call this our JFK Manhattan line. Yeah, I think we'll be all right. We'll change the color as well. We'll go purple. Yeah, why not? We'll go slightly purple. So we're gonna buy some trains for it. We'll get the trains that we've been using recently, and wow. Okay, so 5 of them are cheaper than one of the previous trains I was using. So that just goes to show, doesn't it? It does just go to show. We'll get 10 trains on it. And then we'll have a little bit of a fast forward then. Wait for some movement to take place. Then we'll go check out, see what's going down. So refunds coming out of our booty right now, but it is what it is. It is what it is. it all runs in quite nice. It kind of complements a couple of these lines, which is good to see. Now, is it making profit from day one? So, no way. No way is that making a total of 1.3 million already. Why am I charging on this? 50. The red line is only made that in its entirety. That's made 600,000. This one's made 200,000 in total. I mean, this is based on a day. I mean, let me go lifetime. So lifetime wise, 58 million, 100 million, 51, 9, 212 on the green line. So yeah. Don't get too fooled. Like, how much are we now slaying up right now? Can we get to 200 million in the bank? Yes. So this is pretty cool, isn't it? I still feel there's so many more lines we can implement. So many more lines right now. And it does make these trains a lot more busier. I just got to figure out this happiness stuff. This is what we've got to do, is just figure out the happiness stuff and how that pretty much works. But I reckon next episode then, we'll enter our first line into Staten Island, which will kind of go over this bridge, where we'll utilize this as a little bit of a T, and then we'll make this stopping one of the ones that crisscross it over, where this will go through, cross the green line, and it will also cross the purple line while it goes in this direction and kind of goes... It might actually stop at LaGuardia, that line. And then we'll get another line from JFK that comes through, crosses over that line to get it to kind of go into these two lines, as it maybe progresses from crosses over into Fort Lee that way. So we're always thinking about what we can do. We're always thinking about what we can do right now, but we've got quite a few trains on these lines, and it's kind of working out pretty well. So if anyone's got any tips for me on what I could do in the future, please let me know in the comment section down below. But until next time, guys, I'll see you all soon. So goodbye.